we're gonna have the table go up and down. We're gonna decompress your spine, take some tension off the disc and nerves in there. So it's gonna be super nice and relaxing. You doing okay?
Yep.
I know, it's kind of weird, funky. You never had this before.
No, I haven't.
Do you like where the face piece is at, or would you like me to tilt it down more or raise it up?
No, this is fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright, let me throw a little stim on here and have some ice on here. I'd ice this thing down if I was you.
I've been icing it, doing like 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off.
That's good. How many times do you ice in a day?
Probably about 2. Not a whole lot.
Okay.
And then I try and do more kind of stretches where like I lay on my back with my knees up and my feet towards my butt, and I like practice bringing my belly button down to my spine to like try and stretch out my lower back. That seems to help for a little bit, but it gets aggravated very easily.
Yeah, it's pretty inflamed in there. Let me just get you an ice pack. I'll be
Okay.
right back. You want to try to bump it up to about 3 to 5 times a day for icing in there.
Okay.
3 seems to be the magic number physiologically wise.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you why, that's just how the body works. Anything less than that, it just feels like it's not going to make a whole lot of difference.
Okay.
But basically, the more you ice this thing, the more it's going to calm down.
Okay. And still doing it for like 15 minutes each
Yep,
time?
15 minutes is perfect. You just don't want to go more than, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll give you my Bill Nye the Science Guy moment for today, because after 20 minutes, what happens with the ice, it decreases blood flow to the area, which decreases inflammation.
Yep.
And as I'm just chit-chatting with you, I'm going to turn the stim pads on. So you're going to go just 2 of them. And you just let me know once it's nice and comfortable. You don't need to stop. But after about 20 minutes, your body is too smart for its own good. It thinks the tissue's dying.
So weird.
You feeling them right now?
Yeah.
Did the last Chiro do these stim pads with you?
No.
I put these on to help decrease pain naturally.
Oh, nice.
So you're going to feel them, and I'm going to slowly bring it back up. And the goal is you want to go as high as you can tolerate, but not to where it's painful.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to go very slowly. You just let me know once it feels comfortable for you.
That's good.
Okay. I'm going to turn on the other side. Same thing. Just let me know once it's nice and comfortable. And we're going to stop. Perfect. You nice and comfy on the table?
Yes.
Excellent. Nothing too bad. I'm going to be your new favorite doc, so I need to take lots of power sleeps when you come in. But what happens is after 20 minutes, your body's too smart. It thinks the tissue's dying, so it pumps more blood to the area. And so it has the inverse effect, where it starts to increase inflammation in the area.
Oh, dang.
Right now, the name of the game is we just got to kind of calm this stuff down.
Right. So is there anything else besides icing that I should be doing?
I would be icing this thing, like we
Okay.
talked about, that 3 to 5 times. You could do some stretches. I'll show you when we get done in there. And then you just take it from there. You can still do stuff, just don't kind of push things too hard.
Right.
Maybe sort of, I would avoid the weight right now. Maybe do some body weight squatting stuff in there and see how you do. If that still
Yeah.
bothers it, maybe we just kind of hit the pause button just temporarily on that.
Okay.
Just till we kind of clean things up and then we get you back up and running in here.
Yeah.
But nothing too bad. I gotta make you a little taller before you get out of here.
I hope so.
What's happening on here with this table is, if you want to see, if you try to turn your head to the right here, if my hands are your vertebral bodies, and there's a disc in there, I'm over exaggerating, but there's a pull and a stretch if you
Right.
going on. So what that does is it creates a vacuum effect and sucks the disc back up into the spinal cord in there. So we can take some tension off of the disc and off of the nerves in there.
Okay. So you think I have like a slip disc or something?
No, I just think you got a nice little sprain and strain from the squatting in there.
So is that better or worse? Like, is this easier to heal, essentially?
Then just a disc issue, sure,
Yeah.
in there. Sprains and strains can be nasty too, in there. But I don't think you're going to be on the severe end of the spectrum where, mean, sometimes I get people, if it's really, really nasty, it could
Yeah.
take a couple months in there to calm down. You know, but, see, it's not so bad.
Yeah. What is the pulsing doing?
This is called electric stim, so there's two things going on. One, it decreases pain naturally, because pain is the slowest receptor we know out of the Harvard medical research. Everything, you don't feel anything, there's all kinds of receptors in the body, in your skin, in your joints, in the muscles, in the bone, one for heat, one for cold, one for pain, one for vibration, one for light touch, one for deep touch in there.
Yeah.
And so since pain is the slowest signal to get sent to the brain, while we activate these other mechanoreceptors, it's essentially a foot race. And we know that the pain receptors are going to lose. So your body's smart. It can only handle so much stimuli at once.
Right.
And so this is a way that naturally blocks out pain in there. That's why you see people with TENS units walking around. And you can use them all day, every day, as much as you like. They're not going to hurt you. And it's a great alternative to people having to pop, pain pills and take Tylenol and a leave all day, every day.
Right.
Never opposed to that stuff if you need it, but you don't want to take it 24/7 all the time because, when it comes to Tylenol and a leave, one's going to blow out your kidneys and one's going to blow out your liver, and you kind of need both. They're both important in there. And then I like it because, you get the muscles twitching a little bit. And when you get those muscles twitching, it brings a little bit more blood flow into the area with them contracting. And that brings more oxygen and nutrients in there, which is always a good thing in there. So, like I said, it's not so bad. You just get to relax and take it easy.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do a little soft tissue work. We'll get you adjusted. And you'll be all set to have a good rest of your weekend.
That's what I like to hear.
Tell your other chiro. He's slacking. He's gotta give you the full treatment next time. We do just a little bit more, as
Right.
he was telling you in here. So
Yeah. So I've been to a couple different kinds of chiropractors, I guess, because the one that I went to, so I went to two in high school. One of them wasn't really hands-on and used almost like this hammering machine.
you use an impulse device. It's like
Yeah.
an activator. It's like this. They use for other conditions, but it was a more automatic one.
It
Probably
was like electric. Yeah. And then the one I went to after that, Tim, he was the one I pretty much stuck with for the rest of high school because it was more hands-on. I did not like the hammering machine. Like it hurt.
Yeah, there's a time and a place to use those, but the people that come to me, and there's no right or wrong way for each chiropractor. Everybody's a little different. I kind of describe it, it's like chocolate or vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
It's, they're just different, but it's kind of a matter of personal preference of what you like better, and that's just the personal philosophy of each of the doctors. So everybody's welcome to do their own thing. No way is one superior than the other. I just do what I like, and my patients like it. I try to get everybody hands-on as soon as we can. Sometimes people are pretty inflamed, and I'll use that in the beginning just to kind of calm things down, because I had a gentleman from a severe car accident where I had to tell him, I was like, I want you to use the hands. I said, well, let me tell you this. We're going to just hang out for about a week of not using the hands quite yet, because so there's a 50% chance I could adjust you and you're going to feel fantastic, and there's also a 50% chance I can do it and then you're going to feel like way worse in there. So I don't think 50% chance is a good enough probability for me to roll the dice with your panel. What's that? Better?
Yeah.
Like I said, you never had anything like this before, so you're going to feel me swing the table out. We're going to stretch things a little bit more. Okay.
Yeah, that's just a little bit.
Hold on, I'm getting a little bit more pull and stretch in there. This table will do everything but make you breakfast. I'm sure if I paid enough money, it would too.
Right?
Alright, so I'm just going to feel me. I'm going to have you lift your head from just a tiny little bit. This way the table just won't slide the face piece on you. So you're going to feel me. You just relax. I'm going to do all the work for you, okay? I'm just going to get with my hands and loosen things up a little bit. How's that? Better?
A little bit, but don't know if it's like the pushing or the leg movement that's.
I'm working on your multifidi muscles, so these are really deep in there. The deepest layer of muscle will connect to your spine, and as you can tell, everything is just like uber inflamed in there today.
Yeah.
Do the same thing. Adjust your hips. Get your middle back.
See, this side isn't hurting. It was just the other leg and the other side.
Everything was worse on your right side, we saw. Here. Now, the last chiro you went to, did they do something as drop table where you feel the table kind of pop up underneath your hips and they press down on it?
No.
No? Okay. So, it's a gentle way I'm gonna adjust your SI joints and your sacrum here, so you're gonna feel the table pop up underneath of you, and it's gonna go back down, and it's gonna make a loud noise. It sounds kind of mean and scary, but it's not so mean and scary. You doing okay? All right, perfect. Just want to see how we're doing. Now you're looking much better. Now you're nice and even in there. All right. So this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and just take a nice deep breath in and all the way down. Perfect. Take a nice deep breath in and all the way down. Perfect. Nice deep breath in and all the way down. There we go. Yeah, you go ahead and lie on your side, facing me this way, please. So you lie with your right side down. Now, there's going to be, because you've never had anything done like this before, there's like one of three ways. You don't have the crystal ball to tell you where you're going to fall in the spectrum, but I know you're going to be one of these three. Option one is, you're just going to interlock your fingers just like this, and you're just going to put your hands right there. Perfect. And the most common is you're going to feel a little better than when you first came in. We're not out of the woodworks yet. I still got to clean things up. Option two is you're going to feel exactly the same. That's okay. It takes me a little bit of time to clean things up in there.
Right.
Option three is if you're a little sore, that's okay. It's actually a good thing. Because of that traction, ligaments don't like to be pulled or stretched, and that's what connects your bone to bone.
Right.
And they also make up the disc. So your entire spine is connected by a lot of these ligaments, and everything right now is super inflamed in there.
Right.
And they get used to being in a shorter position than what they are. So as we're getting the joints to move properly again, that's okay if they're a little sore. That soreness is going to go away in about 24 hours in there. And so as we continue treatment, there'll be where if you are sore, you're not going to be feeling sore anymore in there.
Okay.
So you're just going to ice down like what we were talking about in there. This one, you just kind of get to relax. I'll let do all the work for you. Perfect. Let's have you quiet face the other side for me, please. And I like to go, everybody's a little different. I like to go real gentle and easy, kind of ease your body back into things. I like to use cars as an analogy, so I can't just, it's not good to redline your car engine and go 0 to 100.
Right.
It's definitely not going to be good if we do the same thing with your body right now. So think of it like I'm just putting the key in the ignition, we're letting it sit in the driveway, and we're letting the engine warm up right now. Eventually, as I get things cleaned up more, we're going to take you for a little spin in the neighborhood. We're going to hit that 25 miles an hour. And then as you get even better, we can take you out on the highway. Let's open things up a little bit on there. But perfect. So we go ahead and lie face up for it, please. I'm just going to stretch you out a little bit more so you just get to relax. Just let me know once it's a good enough stretch and we're going to stop.
I've had the twist done before, and the guy, like the one that we were seeing, like for my accident, he does it more quickly.
I could do a lot of different ways of doing it.
Right. Well, like it had been an issue, like my back hadn't been popping. It wasn't realigning, I guess. And I didn't know if that was just because I was so tight or.
Some days I like to describe to everybody, we're always going to get you, whether it's me, another chiro, everybody's going to get your joints moving better.
Right.
Some days it's about, don't worry about judging based upon the number of snap, crackle, pops you get. It's about getting that range of motion back in.
Right.
And some days it's going to be very different. Every day when you come in, your body's going to be different. And some days you're going to get a lot of pops. And some days you're not going to get so many. It's just carbon dioxide gas being released in there. So it naturally builds up. It's the same carbon dioxide gas that builds up. You ever, well, you guys are both fit, probably don't drink like 2 liters of soda, but you ever see a 2 liter soda and you twist the cap off and it makes that psst sound? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. It's just pressure being released. It builds up naturally every 20 minutes in the joints. Every joint in the human body.
20 minutes?
Yep.
Jeez. So does it just naturally release itself, or it has to pop to release?
Well, what we're doing is we're just getting trying to restore motion back, your normal range of motion. That's why you don't want people trying to adjust themselves or crack their neck or their lower back. It's not specific. You'll see that, I mean, everybody does. I used to do it too. I had to get out of the habit in there. You can just hold on the side of the table. I'm going to adjust your hips, ankles, and knees. So you just want to hold on to the side of the table. Yeah, I'm going to pull you down this way just a smidge, but I don't want you flying off the table. Perfect. Excellent. All right, let's try to, maybe I'll give you a hand up. Let's test things out. See how you feel.
Right, that feels a lot better.
Good.
Like crazy.
Test things out, try to do some squats. I know that was like the big thing.
So that was the thing, like I couldn't squat down, I had to go up on my toes to squat without it hurting. It's still like tender.
It's going to be tender, that's okay. But does it feel a little easier and smoother at least to do that?
It does, yeah. It's just on the last bit, down at the bottom, right before I come back up, that's where it's still, there's almost like a hitch.
Yeah. And that's why it's going to take me, a couple of visits to clean things up. But I mean, I'm doing really well with this.
So it feels a lot better already.
Good. You look much better in the face. She was not smiling so nice earlier.
Yeah. No.
But good. I'm glad we got you feeling a little better.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Awesome.